Hi everyone, welcome to MKF. Now unintentionally added or accidentally added chemicals to food. Part 3. Those who have not watched part 1 and 2 are given the link below. But today's topic is industrial chemicals. So industrial chemicals, the dioxins and polychlorinated biphenyl compounds. So how these are coming and adding into the food? We will discuss 3 elements. So what are the sources of dioxins and PCBs contaminating to the environment? And the second one is what are the consequences, the harmful effects of these chemicals if we take the food which contains those. The third one is what are the precautionary measures or preventive measures to control the dioxin or PCB levels in the food and food products. The measures. Let us start the video. Dioxins and PCBs, the sources. Agricultural harvest or aquacultural harvest, which are needed by the industrial discharges or industrial emissions, may pose to the dioxins and PCB residues in the food or the press produce. Mainly the dioxins, nothing but like PCBs. So it's referred as the dioxins. It's a byproduct by industries, the chemical manufacturing industries like pesticides industries, insecticide manufacturing industries, herbicide manufacturing industries. So while preparing those chemicals, the dioxin is the byproduct. So it will release into the natural water bodies, natural streams and soils, atmosphere. That's a major source of introducing dioxins to the environment. There are industrial contribution as well as environmental contribution also there. Dioxins. Environmental, for example, the forest fires. Forest fires also can release dioxins to the environment. Volcanic eruptions also can release the dioxins, and burning, incineration of waste, commercial waste or domestic waste, burning or incineration also will release dioxins to the atmosphere. These are the major sources. What will happen, the dioxins which are present in the environment and dioxins which are present in the soil. So the crops which are grown nearby the industries and nearby the the environment which contains more these levels. What will happen, the food also contains the residues of these things. Very harmful because from food chain, from primary producers to the tertiary consumers, the dioxins levels will increase. It means the dioxin levels are more in fish and shellfish than plants, vegetables, soil, water, etc. Yes. So the residues also more in fish and shellfish and livestock, meat, chicks or some predators is there. If we take the food which contains dioxins or PCBs, what are the harmful effects? Yes, the reproductive system and the development also retards, and immunity system also will suppress, and the carcinogenic maybe it causes the cancer also, and some organs like liver, kidneys also will affect the food which contains these kind of chemicals. The preventive measures, the third element is, what are the preventive measures we can take to avoid the dioxins and PCBs in the food which we eat or which we produce. So the step one is proper incineration of contaminated materials, or municipal waste, or domestic waste, whatever it may be. Proper incineration or disposal of those things can reduce the emission of dioxin levels into the environment. The government should initiate these things and regularize those things. Burning of municipal waste or domestic waste or industrial waste improperly will lead to release of toxic gases to the atmosphere. And the second preventive measure is, we have to avoid exposure of the emissions of those chemicals. Means natural, these things, the forest fires where occurs, and burning of fossil fuels also will release the dioxins, and burning of coal, burning of wood also will release less amount of dioxins. So we have to minimize, we have to reduce the exposure of the fumes, we have to minimize those things. That's the second one. And third one is, the industries like pesticides, manufacturing industries, chemical manufacturing industries, dioxin is a byproduct. Dioxin or PCB is a byproduct. Yeah. So when discharging into the natural streams or natural bodies, they should strictly minimize the residues of those things. They should neutralize the things before releasing into the natural bodies or streams. Governments should focus on those things. Otherwise, our environment will get contaminated with these things. And the fifth one is the preventive measures. Mostly these dioxins are deposited in fat tissues of livestock. Whenever we are eating chicks or muttons or chicks, what it may be, we have to remove the fat layer of this red meat, because of the red meat, the fatty layer contains more dioxin concentration than non-fatty layers. If we trim the fat layer of the red meat, we can minimize the intake of the dioxins. And the last preventive measure is, where we are purchasing the materials, ingredients, or farm produce, fresh produces, we have to monitor those things, and we have to testing prior to harvest or prior to purchase. We will test those area wise, zonal wise, because zone wise or area wise, if you will keep the data, then definitely we can minimize the residual content. We will educate the suppliers if those which contains these things, and we should not. So we can minimize. I could not found enough data in Google or YouTube about unintentionally, incidentally, or accidentally added chemicals. That's why I made this video. I hope this video is helpful for food safety professionals.